Good afternoon, Lebanon area seniors. Welcome to another cooking demo here at the Lebanon Senior Center. We hope you're all doing well, and hopefully those gardens are starting to produce some lovely vegetables. I know we're pretty excited to see the raised bed gardens here at the Senior Center. A lot of harvesting has happened, and just starting to see some tomatoes coming on, and we're very excited for the gardeners here. Summer is a great time to use those fresh ingredients from the garden to make some lovely dishes at home. And as we've had the last week, as it starts to get really hot outside, it's also a good time to use those fresh ingredients to add flavor without having to cook them. So today we're going to do another in our series of meals you can make without having to cook. We are doing a wrap today. Today we're doing an Italian chicken wrap. So pretty easy to do. I have prepped the ingredients, so this is going to go faster for me, but definitely a little prep ahead of time can help you go a long way. But you can also do some prep ahead of time. If you're making a salad the night before, you can keep a few ingredients off to the side to turn into a wrap the next day. So in doing a wrap, one of the things you need is a flatbread. I'm sorry, but I had to adjust the glass. And this, just using a regular tortilla. It's a regular flour tortilla. You can certainly use spinach tortillas, gluten-free tortillas, any kind of flatbread that you like to use. The tortilla works really well as a wrap because it's so thin, it's easy to roll without breaking. One of the things that's not so much fun about eating a wrap is once you get all the good stuff inside and you roll it up, if something punctures the wrap or it breaks, some of those ingredients can fall in your lap. So we want to avoid that. So our tortilla is our base for this wrap. One of the things we had to make first was a red pepper bruschetta sauce. I know, Rebecca, you're using fancy words. So bruschetta is, in Italian, is usually a little appetizer or something that people might have for lunch. It's some toasted bread and usually with toppings on it. Use tomato, basil, olive oil, very common ingredients in bruschetta. This one, they actually took those ingredients and turned it into a spread. You can find a bruschetta spread in some high-end grocery stores. They might have it there where you find other marinated ingredients and whatnot. But you can also make your own. And sometimes it's a lot easier because you can control what goes into it. You can also do this completely from scratch. I didn't. I cheated, sort of. I used some roasted red peppers, so already roasted red peppers that are packed in olive oil. So the olive oil in there retains a lot of the flavor of, takes on the flavor of the peppers, which I think is kind of delightful. It really intensified that red pepper flavor as opposed to adding olive oil to fresher roasted peppers. I really like red peppers. So you can certainly roast your own peppers straight from the garden or from the grocery store and then add olive oil, or you can buy the red peppers already roasted in a jar like I did. So I made a lot of it because, well, I love it and I'm probably going to turn it into something else later too. And just for my sake, I'll probably add it to use it as a pasta sauce at some point later this week. I did use an immersion blender. So if you've got a food processor, an immersion blender, a regular blender, you know, a smoothie maker, ours, is sitting right over my shoulder there. We have a lovely little hand stick blender that was given to us for Christmas. Love it. You do have to watch it because things can go flying out of the bowl. So I actually did that. I did this part of the recipe beforehand so we'd be ready to go. And if these flavors don't appeal to you, you can skip it all together and do the wrap without it. So there you go. So in a bowl in the back, I had taken out the red peppers and I chopped them up just a little bit to make blending a little bit easier. And I'm still learning to use the stick blender, so I wanted to kind of control the mess a little bit. If you've got a really powerful blender or something, you could certainly put them in whole. I did pour the liquid in instead of measuring out a couple tablespoons of olive oil just to make it the sauce. So that went in there. I added a teaspoon of black pepper. I added probably a big honkin' tablespoon of garlic. Honkin' tablespoon is a very specific measurement. If not, you are welcome to add as much garlic as you like. I did do about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. You can add salt. I did not, but you can certainly add some salt if you like to. Since I'm using a jarred red pepper, I kind of felt like it was salty enough after sitting in the marinade that is in the jar. And oh, the other thing I added was some fresh basil. So some leaves of fresh basil in there. Again, I think something fresh to something in a jar really, brightens it back up again. And then I just took a stick blender to it, and this is the sauce that came out of that. So this is the bruschetta sauce. So kind of a thick thing. I'm just imagining eating this on some garlic bread as a dip right now. I'm having a little fantasy about it. It's okay. It looks really yummy and delicious. Again, if you use fresh from your garden, roasted red peppers, certainly a good way to go. This is a fun sauce to use. We didn't add any sugars. If you don't add salt, it's a great way of getting some more vegetables into your diet, even using it as a dip. All right, so back to our Italian chicken wrap. So once you've got your bruschetta spread, you're going to take that tortilla, you're going to lay it flat in front of you. We've got our spread nearby. Some of our other ingredients that we're going to be using, I've got some thinly sliced red onion. I've got some spinach. You can use spinach, arugula, whatever green veg that you like, leafy veg. I've got some thinly sliced tomatoes. I have some slices of leftover rotisserie chicken. I have provolone cheese, and I have some olives that are now out of my reach. How did I do that? There we go. That's how you do it. And then you need to get your hands on, you can use as Italian dressing if you've got it and don't want to buy another. But if you've got a balsamic, either you just do a balsamic vinegar drizzle, or if you've got balsamic vinaigrette, you need to get your hands on a little bit more dressing. Now, if you're not into vinaigrettes, you can certainly skip that and just use maybe a little additional of your red pepper vinaigrette if you prefer that flavor on its own. All right, down to assembly. So on our tortilla, we're going to see if I can do this without getting it everywhere. I am going to spread out just a little bit of our bruschetta here, this lovely little roasted red pepper sauce. And notice I'm not taking it all the way to the edges, because as you will find out when you go to wrap something up, when you wrap it, everything starts squishing out the sides. So I'm leaving off the edges a little bit just to kind of make some room for that squish to happen. I am going to go ahead and take some of these red onions. I'm just kind of making them in a line a little bit. I might do them two different lines here, a little top, a little bottom action. And where are we going with that one? And then we're going to, I'm going to come back with some tomato here. No, I'm going to skip the tomato for a second. I want to come after the chicken. So the chicken I'm putting closer to me because I'm probably going to be rolling away from myself. So chicken is a little bit lumpier, so I'm going to kind of make sure it's in the middle. As I said, this is just some rotisserie chicken left over. There you go. Get that on there. And then I'm going to put some tomato right next to the chicken. There we go. Oops. I'm going to come for some spinach. Almost starting to look like an Italian flag here a little bit. The white of the chicken, the red of the roasted red pepper sauce, and the tomato. I'm sticking a little extra spinach in there because I want to make sure that it's good and healthy. Now, I did some chopped olives. You could do sliced olives. You can do chopped olives. I am not huge into olives, but I know a lot of people really love them. I like doing the chopped instead of the slice because, again, we're rolling this up. I think it'll roll better. It's one less thing to be, you know, chunky. There we go. Just adding a little, maybe. All right, put it on that side. There we go. So we've got the sauce, the red onion, our spinach, our tomato, our chicken. Last but not least, slice of provolone cheese. Okay. Now I'm going to break it in half because that's how much I trust myself to roll something up and not get stuck. If you're watching your diet, you can certainly just use one slice of provolone. But if you really like cheese, you can certainly, eat another half a slice or, you know, just go whole hog and add 2 slices. So I kind of laid it going this direction away from me. We put that roasted red pepper sauce kind of in the middle, about 2 inches away from the edge closest to me. I did red onion in a thin line at the front of the sauce, and in the rear of the sauce, we did the chicken down the middle. And then we did the red onion um, toward the edge away from myself, just a nice layer of the tomato, followed by the spinach, followed by the provolone cheese, and sprinkled some chopped olives on it. Then you're going to take your lovely balsamic dressing. I found out earlier the hard way that the cap likes to pop off of this particular bottle. It's not a very tight cap. If you're using a dressing, definitely give it a little shake, and then just carefully just add just a little bit of dressing for just a little bit of flavor. And then the edge closest to me, I'm just going to fold up. I like to hold my roll. So I'm using my fingers to kind of hold things in place as I begin to roll, just so it doesn't get scooted right off the edge of the wrap. And helps me push it down so it stays tighter. There we go. So there's our wrap. Now you can certainly plate it just like that. I find that wraps tend not to fit on a plate, and I evidently moved my knife. Give me just a second to grab that. Where'd you go? There you are. All right, so bringing out the trusty knife here, and we are going to, normally I would cut it at an angle because I think it makes for a nice presentation, but I also want to show you another way to serve a wrap. So we are going to cut it in half, just a straight cut, and you can kind of see yum layers in there. So you can serve it just like that in half, or if you're going to go on a picnic, or if you just want to have a little fun sitting on the porch and eating, you can certainly cut it into pinwheels. Oh, I almost got 4 perfect. I'm going to short one a little bit. He's not going to make the plate. So you can cut it into sections. And then you get these delightful little pinwheel shapes. That's what it looks like when it's cut. So it's a fun appetizer if you're having a party, or just a fun way to eat it on your own. So there you go. This is our Italian chicken wrap, and it's what's for dinner. Okay, it's actually what's for lunch here at the Senior Center today for the bus drivers. And if you want to try making this at home, you can certainly personalize any of these ingredients, take out ones you don't like, maybe add in a little extra vegetable here or there that you've got in your garden to bump up your veggie intake. And hope you enjoyed this. We'll put the recipe down in the comments. Y'all have a great rest of your day. We'll see you hopefully not before too long. Bye-bye.